Works of the flesh explained. Opposite of the fruits of the Spirit. You should not date anyone that does any of these. Galatians 5, verses 19 through 21. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, reveling, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yah. Works of the flesh are sin. Let's define each work of the flesh and get to know them in better detail, because this is the left side of your gauge to Yahliness. Depending on how many of these manifest and at what level of activity or intensity will show you how far away from Yah a person is. Adultery. One person married but having sex with someone else. Lust of other's spouse. Indulge illicit lust. Giving yourself to illicit sex without payment. Gratify illicit sex of the homosexual or the heterosexual. Provoking incest. Unfaithfulness to Yah. Fornication. Having sex and not being married to each other. Between the unmarried or married, indulge unlawful lust. Illicit sexual practice with payment, as in prostitution. Illicit sexual practice of either sex. Lust in the heart. Uncleanness. Morally impure. Evil. Vile. Unlikable. Whatever is opposite of purity, having evil thoughts and or actions. Yah says that homosexuality, bestiality, sexting, and all other forms of sexual perversion render a person unclean. Lasciviousness, indicating sexual interest or expressive of lust or lewdness. Promiscuous, not the act of fornication, but everything leading up to it, like a guy who is a skirt chaser or a woman being a tease or sexting. Being improper in your actions and your communications, or going around scantily clad in order to induce impure or lustful thoughts and feeling toward you from another person. Idolatry, the worship of idols. Excessive or blind adoration, reverence or devotion to anything other than Yah, anything dethroning Yah. This includes praying to saints and statues, hoping that Yah will hear you through them. Witchcraft, practicing magic using demonic powers. Greek, pharmakia. This word gives us our English word pharmacy. Sorcery, practice of dealing with evil spirits. Magical incantations and casting spells and charms upon someone using magic potions and drugs of various kinds. Enchantments were used to inflict evil, pains, hatred, sufferings, and death. Or even white witchcraft used with good intentions to bring goodness, health, love, joy, and other blessings. If the power is not coming from Yah, then it is technically witchcraft, and only bad things will come of it. Hatred, intense dislike or hostility, lack of regard for another, bitter dislike and ill will against anyone, tendency to hold grudges against or be angry at someone, wanting to hurt them. Variance, conflict, arguing, fighting, not agreeing when you should, a quarrel, being difficult to deal with. Emulations, resentment against a rival, a person enjoying success or advantage. to copy another to equal or surpass. Jealousy as with malice, intent to harm. Striving to excel at the expense of another. Seeking to surpass and outdo others. Unbridled rivalry in religion, business, society, and other fields of endeavor. Ice skater Nancy Kerrigan getting hurt by Tonya Harding's crew back in 1994 is a good example. That event led to the eventual ruin of Tonya Harding's career. She reaped what she sowed. Wrath. Vengeance or punishment as a consequence of great anger, fierceness, determined and lasting anger, as in getting back at someone for a perceived wrongdoing. Strife, struggling in opposition, contest for superiority or advantage for selfish gain, not as in playing a game or in a healthy sporting competition. The sport of wrestling is a good example of healthy strife. Strife is not always physical. It can be mental, using words like in a religious or political debate. Where it becomes a work of the flesh is when the intention is to hurt the other either physically or mentally or emotionally. Like I tell my kids, it's all fun and games till someone starts crying. That's when hatred and wrath usually kick in. Seditions, rebellious disorder, causing trouble, stirring up strife in religion, government, at home, at work, home, or any other place. Heresies, divisions in religious communities. The word itself has no evil meaning. It simply refers to a doctrinal view or belief conflicting with the recognized and accepted tenets of a system, church, or party. It becomes a work of the flesh when the heart behind the division is to cause trouble. Hurt people or raise one's self up in importance over another. Heresies become evil when sound Bible doctrine is rejected and a false doctrine is taught in place of the truth. Envyings close to jealousy, a feeling of discontent or covetousness with regard to another's advantages, success, possessions, ill will, spite, jealousy, thinking a person is not worthy of having what they have because you feel you are more deserving. Murders, the intentional killing of another human being or organized slaughter. This includes being involved in a murder, even if you are not directly responsible for the death. Drunkenness, intoxication, in this case alcohol, but can include any mind-altering drug, excessive drinking or drug use to the point that you diminish or even lose good judgment and self-control. Excessive drug use is widely known as the first track to self-destruction, and it deeply hurts others who are involved. Reveling, partying hard, indulging in loud, boisterous festivities for no apparent reason. The letting loose of inhibitions and good judgment, getting rowdy or going on a drunken rampage. Also involves rioting. Our acts are expressions of our inner selves. Note that Paul's list in Galatians 5, verses 19 through 21, was just a partial list because he concludes it by saying, and such like in verse 21. The works of the flesh are many and varied, and they that do such things will not inherit the kingdom of Yah. This is serious stuff. Yahushua says in John 3, verse 6, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the spirit is spirit. As Isaiah tells us in chapter 64, verse 6, but we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. The works of the flesh bring nothing good. Yahushua said in Matthew 7 verse 20, Wherefore by their roots you shall know them.